All right, David, whenever you're ready.
All right, we're in Madison, Wisconsin, asking you, how would you fix America?
I would fix America by bringing in more voices to the conversation. It's all about, the Occupy movement's all about having the conversations to fix the problems that we're facing, to better handle and bring in more ideas as to what's going on, and then to bring in new solutions and that sort of thing. The problem with the government today, as far as I see, is that there's too many corporate interests, and things that aren't profitable aren't even being considered. Like, it's not profitable for us to tax the rich with enforcing it as it stands and bringing those things up to a standard that's acceptable for them to pull their own weight, and which they can do quite easily. They just refuse, and those sorts of things aren't even being brought to the table. And it's the people here in the Occupy movement, it's the people, activists from the outside that are discussing those things, and their ideas quite often are not brought to the table. And if we don't look at those kinds of things, I see just horrific failure on the horizon, because we can no longer continue to drag the dead weight of the top 1% behind us. I mean, it's just too much, and they have to stand up and they have to walk on their own. They have to make some adult decisions. Yeah.
Awesome. Second question, what is your occupation currently?
Yeah.
And has your quality of life diminished or improved in the current economy?
I'm a university-educated artist and photographer. So when I came to Madison here to become a photographer and work in my field, and what I found right away was an internship. Pretty standard. You can work for free anywhere you want to, which is interesting. But I established a portfolio. I got things together. People were noticing my work. That's just the next steps after school. These are the typical things that are done. And the next step then is to become a photographer's assistant, work with a professional. And when I started doing that, I found a couple of professionals that were interested in my work. One was like a friend of my sister's, so I was networking and doing all the right things. And I was talking with this guy, and he's like, yeah, you should come out for this shoot. And we scheduled it, and everything was cool. And then a couple of days beforehand, he told me, well, I just got informed that I'm going to be doing this shoot for free. And I cannot be paid to do this work as a professional that's been in the business for, I think he's been in there for like 20 some years. I mean, he used to shoot on film for magazines, but he was not being paid to do the work. And so he said, I'm sorry, but I can't bring in an assistant on this job. It's just too much for me to handle. I'm just gonna do all the work myself. And it was like the door was shut for him, having already been there. Like, he couldn't move forward with his career already in the mix. And for someone like me to come in new and want to start participating, just forget about it, son. So right now I work as a dishwasher. Yeah. It's on weekends. I cover expenses to the point where I don't need to be on unemployment. I have been on unemployment, quite a bit, but I always work very hard to get away from it, because it's not affordable. It's not a livable wage. Like, I can't pay my rent with unemployment. It just doesn't happen. And I live in lower income housing, so it's like non-profit. I have a lot to say, but those kinds of things are what, I've been working with the tools that should allow me to get what I need, like living very cheaply and not, every dollar that I make with my camera I put back into equipment and, business cards and that sort of thing. I put some personal money into it as much as I possibly can, but right now the only thing that I see as working towards my career is to improve the overall situation and to create an environment where I can then do what I need to do. And I'm constantly looking for work. Always looking to get back in, but the door is just shut. It's locked from the other side. Yeah, the people that are already in have to open it up, but they don't have the means to do so. So that's where I'm at.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.